So the Supreme Court is dipping into this fraught battle over transgender rights. How? Well, you know how recently 27 states have banned transgender athletes from competing in girls' and women's sports? Well, today, the Supreme Court agreed to hear challenges to that law in two states, Idaho and West Virginia. All right, so what does this mean? Well, essentially what's happening here is the court will have to test just how constitutional it really is for states to actually prevent those athletes from taking part. Those challenging this law, just like Joshua Block, who's a senior attorney with the National ACLU's HIV and LGBTQ plus projects, argue that it violates the Constitution's guarantee of equal protection under the law, as set out in the 14th Amendment.
We think that these laws that just exclude people categorically for being transgender violate our core protections for equal protection and freedom from sex discrimination. And the other side wants to support the discriminatory policies. This is about just basic fairness to these kids. I think this is an issue that really just affects a small number of people, and it's been whipped up into this type of national emergency.
So why is this a big deal? Well, legal analysts are saying this is arguably one of the biggest cases to come before the Supreme Court since Roe v. Wade was overturned. It'll also really importantly tell us the court's view of the scope, the depth, the breadth of the 14th Amendment, and who's protected under the Equal Protection Clause. So what happens next year? Well, these two cases are set to be heard next term. That begins in October, but the ACLU told me today that we may not see oral arguments for these cases begin until January of next year.